All right. Good evening. I'm Dr. Mrs. Oleba. So today's class on graphics and animation, we looking at layers. Layers allow you to kind of arrange your objects in a hierarchical order. Let's say you're having a drawing of a head. Now, on the head, generally, you have the eyes, you have the nose, you have the mouth. And then it's expected that as you draw these parts, eyes, the two eyes should be working together. They should be like synchronized when the eyeballs move. Let's say the pupils is going towards the left. That's one of the pupils. It's not which one going to the left and the other one going to the right. So there has to be a kind of grouping that will allow them to work together. Okay, so you use the layers section to arrange all this. You group the objects you want to work in unison and make them, maybe call them, let's say we have the first eye, then the second eye, and then you have to group them and call them eyes. Then the eyes, nose, and the mouth, you group all these together and call it face. Now, the round shape that you created forming the entire head, of course, is where you position the face. So now the eyes, the face, you group them together and place them on the object, maybe just the round object called head. So now you group both the head, the, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and then that becomes the entire, we call that full head or whatever you want to give it. So you learn to name your objects based on the parts you're capturing or based on whatever it is you're trying to present. And now let's say you're drawing the shoulder, the trunk, that's the tummy area before the waistline. That one now you can call it trunk. Now you're drawing the two arms. You call it arms. You're drawing, I don't know if you get my point. So whatever it is you're capturing, you have to give it a name. Then if the object you're capturing works um, synchronically with another object, you group them together so that you can now activate them together. So go to the um, let's go to our app and then see how this works. Again, I'm going to share my screen and then open my app. This is my Synfit Studio. What I have here, I'm going to just create a new work. So new. So this is a new canvas. Um, you know what? How we started yesterday, creating a platform. Let me minimize this. Okay. So bottom right here, this area. I don't know if you can see my cursor. This area is my layer section, and on my layer section, this on this left, sorry, right bottom area is where all my layers will be displayed. So let's start. If I create a rectangle to cover my platform, let me click on the rectangle tool. Now, you look at this section named rectangle creation because it's showing up after I've clicked on the rectangular tool. And then you see layer type. One of the layer types is what? a perfect square. Another one, if I click on it, you see that it's a roundish edge. It has, instead of that perfect 90-degree square, this second layer type of my rectangle has a roundish shape. Now, the different types of rectangles you're seeing here depends on what you want to draw. Okay. The first one is when I want a perfect rectangle, like the one we did yesterday for our background. I'll use this first one. But if I want a rectangle that I can edit and reshape, I'll use this second type. Sometimes, if I want both types, I can choose both. Select this and select that. I like both of them. Now, the difference is that in the first one, I will have only 4 points to drag my, let's try that. Let me try only this one. So if I'm going to work with only this, that's the kind of rectangle I will have. A perfect rectangle, the edges are sharp. But let's undo this. If I want the second type, that's because I want it to have more points. I can drag and shape it as I want. In this case now, see what I'll have. If I drop my transform tool, you see it has multiple points, 4 points. So I can actually drag, you see how it's going? You can reshape it as you want. Have it instead of perfect edges. Now you can use it to create another object. So most times, let's say you want heart-shaped object, you use this as your, it allows you to reshape your object as you want, while the other one will not allow this kind of reshaping. Okay. I hope you get what I'm doing. Are we still here?
Yes, ma.
Okay. So I'm showing you the different types of, let's say you're drawing Nigerian flag. It might not be that perfect square that you want. Let's say you're drawing heart shape. It might not be that perfect edges that you want. So this second type of the rectangle, that's this the one here, allows you to reshape your object. It starts as a rectangle, but it gives you multiple points where you can drag your shape and then get it into any form that you want. But this first type here, are you seeing it under rectangle
Yes.
creation? Yes.
Yes, ma.
This first one will not allow me do that. So if I'm going to work with this first one, let's undo everything we've done. Okay. Now that this first one, if I click on the rectangle tool and I'm working with this first one, I can only have a perfect rectangle. This one now, once I drop my transform tool, I only have 2 points. One at the beginning here and one at the end. And there's nothing much you can do except to either extend it or use it to cover your screen or minimize it, make it smaller or bigger. That's the much you can do with this kind of rectangle. That's all. So, but if you know you want to reshape it and obtain a different form that is not a perfect rectangle like this, you can use both this one and the second one, or you can use only the second one. But if what I'm working on is just to cover my background and maybe just to do something that requires a perfect rectangle, I go with the first one. So that's it. Check check on this with the area I told you is my layer section. The layer section is bottom right. You see that this rectangle is numbered. Rectangle number 041. That's number 41. And that's out of the ones I've been creating recently. This number 41. The depth is also shown. Now, this if I now want to create this, let's say this rectangle is the background, and I want to create two round shapes on it. Let's go and get new colors from our round shape. Let's say a red ball and a yellow ball. I'll click on the red circle. I've changed my fill color. I've clicked on circle, and then let's make it smaller. And then let me drop this two. Then let's go for a yellow ball. Change this color to yellow. Come back here. Go for the ball again and create one. Now drop the two again. So if you check the layer section, you notice that the rectangle which forms my background is now down. The circle, if I click on this circle, you see that only the red circle is highlighted. So it layers them based on how you create them. Objects created first stays down. As new objects are created, they come on top. So now it's also possible for you to now bring them down because sometimes you create an object and you're looking for the object. Why are you looking for it? It has hidden under the initial layer or under the background layer. So in that case, you just need to click on the one you want. Everything will still be visible here, but it will be hidden under the background layer. Let's say, for instance, I want the yellow one to be hidden under this background of that the background is green now. If I want the yellow one to be hidden and show up only when I want it to show up, I'll simply click on it and tell it. If I right click on it, let me go slow. You see lower layer. Can you see lower layer? Please, if you're with me, let me
Yes,
know.
ma'am.
Okay. If I click on lower layer, 19 was on top, which is the yellow one. It has gone under 18. So if I do that again, it will go under the rectangle, lower layer. So it's no longer showing. You see? No, now you can't see it because it is under the rectangle. Look, keep looking at the layer section. You see that the rectangle now is before 19. 19 is now the lowest one, followed by the
Yeah.
rectangle, followed by 18. 18 is, remember I created circle 18 before circle 19. So, but rectangle was first created. So now if I also want the red one to hide, I will still right click on it and say lower layer. Once I say lower layer, it now means that rectangle is now on top of the two of them. I hope it's clear. So this
Yes.
layer,
Okay.
yes, we use this layer to control a lot of things. Now, if I want you to draw somebody's face and head, that's what we just did with the rectangle also applies with the circle. Now let's bring up our circles first. If you click on it, you can right click and say raise layer. You know, we use lower layer to bring it down. If you want it to come up again, you use what? Raise layer. Yes, I'm bringing 19 up now. Raise layer, 19 has shown. Now back to 18, I want it to come up. Right click and say raise layer. Right click again and put it on top of 19. Now you see they're all now showing rectangular has gone back to being under. Now, if I want this kind of round shape, you cannot reshape it. You cannot reshape it because it is the perfect. If I click on the object that's the tool now, the round shape, you see that it also has different layer types. The first one is the one we are using now, the perfect round shape. But if I want it editable, that means let's say I'm creating a cartoon now, and then from the neck down, you know that cartoon body used to be one kind of shape like that. So I'll go the perfect round shape. I'll choose the second one. Let's say I've chosen the second kind of circle. If I click it and drop my tool, you notice that this newly created circle has multiple points. Meanwhile, the ones I created first have just 2 points. 1 point, center point for carrying it around, the outer point for expansion and reduction. Yes. So now, if I click on this newly created one, it has many points showing that it can be compressed as I like. Now, cartoon body is not usually perfect. I can use this tool to compress it as I want, give it any shape, and then carry it to where I want it to be. Now, if I want the head, I can now use this round ball, bring it here. It's not usually perfect round. So maybe let's use another of this type of shape. Click on it. It's still that center one that is highlighted. Then let's click the head now. So you're learning though, because you soon create your own. I want to see your work. Okay. Drop the tool. Now, if you drop the tool, you can make it as you want. To make cartoon heads are not usually perfect. So I'm just trying to show you one or two things that you can do with all these objects. If you want it a perfect round shape, you know the tool to use. Once you click on your circle tool, once you click on your circle tool, you now go to the layer type you want. If it's a perfect round shape you want, use this first one. But if you want it something you can reshape, bend as you like, give it the kind of shape you want, use the second fill type. So right now I'm using this second one. You see how I'm able to compress it. It's no longer as roundish as the first two that I drew. Okay, so now you want to give it cartoon eyes. Um, let's give it some cartoon eyes. Okay, let's use this for the eyes. I want the color of the eyes to be white. Okay. If we, I don't need to measure the, let me drop my tool. I don't need to measure, I just copy and paste. Copy the same way you use your copy. Okay. Right click, copy. Okay. Undo. Okay, let's do that again. Select this. I'm using both layer type this time. So this tool, expand. This expand, sorry. Circle expand. Now notice that I wanted this to happen. Now click on this circle and find out the number. I know hunger, beg. Okay, drop the two first. So click on this circle 22, right? Now I deleted this circle with the region. Region means you're selecting the two types of circle. So that means each circle I'm creating when those two are highlighted will give me two circle layers. one with normal circle layer, one with the region layer. Because I'm choosing, I select, so let me bring it up. So it is long as these two are highlighted. Whenever I create any cycle, when they are highlighted, in the layer section, I get two layers for my circle. One normal one and one with the region. So now I have circle 22, which is this eyeball, this first one created, is 2 here. Then 24 is the new one I just created because I deleted 23. So I created 24. That's the new one. So what I want to see is circle 22 is 5.0, that's the depth, and 6. I can use here and edit it. I'm not doing anything spectacular, anything fantastic. I just want you to understand how the layers work. Now, but see what happens. If I click out, you see that that cycle 24 is not visible. Who can tell me why? Let me know if you are in class at all. Who will tell me why I'm only seeing one eye. The second eye is not showing. Who can tell me why?
Because you lower the circle 24 is done.
24 is down. Is below the the head, right?
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
let's click on if I click on the head, what's the number of the head? The head is circle 21. Have you noticed that? If I click on the head, you see the
Yes.
head, when I click on it, the highlighted layer is that of the one that you clicked on. So if you want to know the layer of each one, you click on the object. If I want to know the layer of this body side now, I just click on it. It will show me circle 20. And it is just only the region
Yes.
circle type that I use to create it. Now, circle 20 is before the head. The head is what? Circle 21. This white eye here showing is 22. So you see that 21 is below 22. That's why 22 is visible. So what are we supposed to do so that the second eye will show? Who can tell us?
Raise it.
Raise it.
Raise
Thank you.
layer.
So yeah, so because I want to raise it, I have to do what we call grouping first. Because I know that if I raise only one of the circles, because I have two circles, 24, one for region, one because I selected to remember. So I'm going to now have to group it first. I will group it so that they will
Yes.
now work together. So to group, I will first select the two things I want to group. Now right click on it and say group layer. So what I have grouped now is what I will now start raising.
Okay.
Raise layer. It's coming up. Raise layer again. Raise layer again. I'm trying to raise it above the head layer, which is 21, right? Raise layer.
Yes.
Now, can you see that it has shown? Do you
Yes, ma'am.
understand anything? Now you can visibly see both. Now, I'm not gonna do much tonight. I want you to understand how layers work because you have to practice. So my next class, you show me everything I've done. So I'm going to stop here, and I don't know if I have up to 4 minutes to run through this class so that people that were not in classes they can do their assignments. I hope this class is clear. Is it very clear? Can you work with your layer section? Any question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's clear. Okay, so recap, 1 minute recap for yesterday. No, yesterday's video, it was playing on my system, but I needed to reshare it so that you guys will see it. So let's quickly go through what we did yesterday. The first one was what? A rolling ball. Let me undo this. Our rolling ball, we started by covering our background. Okay,
Please,
so
I
let
have
me
a
come.
question.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
I want to know this thing that you're working on. Is it CorelDRAW or
No, I said I'm
Canvas?
using SceneFix Studio. You know, yesterday I listed the tools you'll be using. One of them is SceneFix, SINFIG, SceneFix Studio. That's what I'm working with right now. And after this one, we'll go for the programming aspect, which is codeless programming. I'll be using Scratch programming environment for that. So we'll
Okay.
start with SceneFix Studio because
Okay.
you
We'll
create,
download
you
the
create your
software and I'll
animations.
get the software.
I told you to download and do the yesterday's work. So I'm expecting you to submit assignments today. Okay, so let's quickly cover our background
Oh,
and try something. Let me just repeat the class of yesterday. So my
okay.
fill color, once I change my fill color, it is now green. I select the rectangular tool and then fill this canvas with that tool so that it will become my background. Now, it is not yet covered, but once I drop the transform, I can fully cover the canvas area. Okay. At this point, you can actually work on your properties. And let's say the property will gave it a name yesterday, and we call it black rolling ball. So, but let me call it um new black rolling ball.
Rainbow.
Let's put new so that it will be different from that of yesterday. New black rolling ball. Then the timing, remember we set it, I told you smooth animation happens where? At what point? 24 frames per second. So this start time is usually at 0. Then you have to choose your end time. And I used 48 frames. Once you hit enter, I said it to change duration to 49. And using that singular extra frame to get back to original position where it started. So at this point, you say save, you apply, and OK. So now we can draw our ball. I want it to be a black ball, so I'll select fill color. I'll make my fill color black, and then draw. Pick the tool. Remember we selected these two tools. I'll undo one, and now draw the black ball. So after drawing, I drop my tool back on transform. So the next thing now to do is to start animation. To put it in animation mode, you click on this green animation mode. You see a green man under your screen. You click on it. Now start changing the timings. The timeline from under is initially 0. So you change it. We use 12, 12, 12. So each time you change, you see the key point here, this key frame. You change it also to the points where you usually created. So at this point, when it is 0, your ball is at a resting position. See where I want it to be at point 0. So now when I change to 12, you can use 6 6 when you're doing your own. You can use 2 2. It will make it it will change the speed of what you're presenting. So, but I just want to use 12 so that my video will not be too long. So once I change it here, I hit enter. And once I hit enter, the plus sign at the bottom left is highlighted. I'll now click on this plus sign. Clicking on it will create this new timeline for me. So I'll now go back to the new timeline and carry the ball where I want it to be at that point in time. The app will fill the remaining frames for me. This is 12 frames now. I'll repeat it with 24. Hit enter. Click on the plus. Go to the new point and tell it where it should be. Let's go to the end of the screen. Now go to 36. hit enter, click on the plus, you can now scroll down. So at this 36th one, I want you to come down. Then finally, 48, 48, hit enter, the plus is highlighted. Go down, select it, just take it to where you want it to. Then I told you to use the extra frame to come to original position. So having gone through all the time sets, I remove it from this and save. So once I click on save, I call it the same name I used inside, new black rolling ball. Then extension name is .sifz. So now I'll make sure that it is my video under videos folder that is highlighted so that it will save as under my videos. So I've saved it. Now, next thing is to render. Go back to file, click on render, change the extension name of the file name to GIF image. Instead of PNG, call it GIF. Then go to target from instead of auto, change it to Magic++. You're done. Click on render. It will show you under here, file render successful. So now let's look at the preview so that instead of going to videos, because I'll need to unshare and share again, and that will waste time. So let's just look at the preview from here. Go to preview and just let's click on preview and see if it will work. Yeah, this is what you did. Okay. So if you now want to go to videos to check it out, you can unshare. Let's stop sharing. Let me open my video. New black rolling ball. Okay. See my videos here. Okay, so what did we call this? New black, that is it here. So now if I play it, you might not see what I'm seeing from my end. So I'll need to stop sharing this and now reshare. That's what we didn't do yesterday. Okay, now can you see the video here? Please confirm if you can see.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I needed to unshare my video folder and now share this video presenting app. So the second one we did yesterday, I think you can handle that yourself, but I want only one recording for this class. So it shouldn't be too long. The one for the eye and the star. So you're going to do that as your classwork and submit it. So thank you for the class. Any questions? So the one for eye and fly, you are repeating that yourself. Even this rolling ball, repeat it. The one for layers, repeat it. I want you to just be conversant with this because we'll go further with other things.
Stand up, come on, read.
Okay. So
Get up there.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you have any questions, please put me in the chat or ask me. All right. Good night, all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ma.